I'm here with the king of kickboxing, Rico Verhoeven.
Yes, sir.
And thanks for taking the time. I know
Thanks for having
media
me.
day is always a little bit stressful, but
Yeah,
you like media,
job.
right?
It's part of the job, and you know, the more media we do, the more people we reach to show our beautiful sport to. So, and that hopefully going to tune in this Saturday.
Yeah, man, this Saturday you said it. It's been a bumpy road to this Glory Collision 3 card with a lot of changes made on the fight card. Most of all, you had a big change in your opponent.
Yeah.
Alistair Overeem, one of the biggest names in the sport.
Yeah.
How much did you look forward to fight against him?
Yeah, it was, of course, for me, a nice surprise for him to come back to kickboxing after being in the UFC for over a decade. So I was excited. A new name, a new face. So I was like, let's do this. This is going to be fun. The people are going to really enjoy this because they're always talking about, oh, when is a new face coming in to face Rico and to have some, more, like different vibe every
new
time.
Storyline.
Yeah, new storylines. Every time the same vibe. Like Rico's fighting this guy for the second time. He's fighting this guy for the third time. So now there was a new guy coming in. So I was really excited about it, and of course a huge name.
Well, depending on when you started watching kickboxing, you were the new guy. He's the older guy.
Yeah.
And is this something that was on your bucket list before? Like something maybe you said, when I finished my career, I want to have this name on my list?
No, not really. Not really, to be honest. You know, it's like you said, like I'm the new guy, but of course within Glory, he wasn't in Glory, so he never has been. So and as soon as Glory started coming up, first we had Semi Shield as our champion, and then afterwards I took it. Ever since I've been champion. So of course we exchanged some words throughout the years, me and Alistair. So there was like something that, okay, this fight would be fun somewhere.
Down the line.
Down the line, whatever. It could happen, but of course he was signed with UFC, and those contracts are like really serious, so no way of getting out of it. So when we heard that he got out of it, and Glory reached out like, hey, we're gonna try, see if we can sign Alistair. So let's go. That would be amazing. So, and it happened.
How you said you exchanged some words before when it wasn't possible due to the contract situation. How was your contact before? Was it like friendly or?
No, we so like in the beginning, I think 2012, I was in one of his camps back in Florida, and he was fighting Bigfoot, and yeah, then it was just like okay, just normal vibes, and then throughout the years, of course, I became champion, and he said some things, I said some things, and yeah, it was just like, oh, would you ever run it for? Yeah. Let's do it. And he said like, oh, kickboxing isn't, there are no opponents or whatever. And now he's also in the same league, so.
So that would have been fun, but the fight game is crazy.
Yep.
Everything has changed.
Everything changed.
Now you're here with a new old opponent because it's going to be a trilogy fight.
Yep.
So somehow it went, played out perfectly to call it Collision 3 because it's going to be the third fight between you and Jamal bin Saddik. How do you see it play out?
Yeah, it's going to go the same as last time, only without the mistake in the beginning.
Do you see anything that has changed in his game from the last fight to now?
It's hard to say because he hasn't fought in 3 years.
Okay.
So he hasn't been in the last tournament, Maybe that's a small reference, but yeah, there were some good competitors in it, but his biggest competitor that he faced was Benny in the final, and he was like totally messed up from the 2 earlier fights. So it's hard to look at it like a serious thing.
Well, how about you? What have you changed since your last fight?
I got better. I got better. I get better every time. So if you look at all the fights that I did throughout the years, every time you see me improving, doing different stuff, trying different things, because that's what motivates me. Being a better version of me every time I step into the ring.
It used to be really personal between you guys. Is it still?
It is what it is. You know, it's just like we just have a different way of looking and working with people and approaching people, and just see and certain situations which I don't know, you have a choice how to approach something, and he has his approach, I have my approach, and that is what it is. You know, we're just different people, different mindsets, and different energy.
That's kind of obvious. Does that do something with you in preparation of the fight?
No,
is there any emotion?
Zero.
No emotion?
Zero emotion.
Okay, it's just another body in front of you?
Exactly. Just another guy, 2 arms, 2 legs.
There you go. I asked Jamal earlier today how he thinks the fight's going to go out.
Yeah.
And he was kind of pissed at me that even asking that, because for him it's obvious that he's going to win.
Yeah.
That's a question I have to ask. How's the fight going to play out?
Well, me winning is one thing, that's for sure. But the only thing is like when I'm going to win. And I hope it's going to be a little bit earlier than it was last time. So a 3rd round would be nice. Of course, not too early, because I want to give the fans something to look at, because it's been a while since they had some fights to look at. We did a fight in January, a tournament, but without any audience. So now finally we have a stadium full of people. So yeah, that's how I look at it.
In a perfect world, if you can build your perfect fight, how would it end and when?
Also a different opponent or a disappointed
No,
opponent?
I mean like this upcoming fight. You said not too early, but earlier than the last time.
Exactly, and then just a nice knockout, just like last time. So actually I was pretty happy with my performance of last time. Only in the beginning I made a mistake, which caused some controversy. Like, ooh, it was like a Rocky Balboa fight. He got rocked in the beginning, and it was just literally one moment. One moment that he hit me. And throughout that whole round, of course, he threw some bombs. A lot of it was on the defense, was blocked. So I don't think I was in too much trouble, but that's how it looks. And you also, as a fighter, know that sometimes it looks more dangerous than it actually is. So
kickboxing is a beautiful sport, and there's a reason why people love heavyweight kickboxing, because it's that one moment that can change everything, right?
100%.
And looking from the outside, I've got the feeling that Glory has his focus more on the heavyweight division right now, and brings new talent in. And for the first time in a long time, I've got the feeling like heavyweight kickboxing is really exciting again. Yeah. What's your role in this? I mean, you're the leader of the pack, obviously, as the champion, the long-time champion. What's your plan in an ideal world? Because you already mentioned that you wanted to improve the way people look at kickboxing, bring more people through the sport. What's your role? What is it that you want to do? What is it that you want to achieve?
Yeah, for me, the perfect achievement for me would be 10-year champion. So I got 2 more years left.
And how many title defenses?
Well, this is going to be the 10th, so let's say 14, something like that.
Okay.
Total. That would be
14
nice.
in total, so 4 more?
4 more after this one.
Okay.
That would be nice. But let's see, maybe 5. It depends on how it goes. But 10-year champion would be like the ideal achievement for me, and then I really put the bar high for the next generation. That's what I try to do, you know. I try to set the bar as high as possible, and that's why I keep getting the question, Rico, what motivates you to keep getting there, keep getting up, keep going to the gym? I just want to be a better version of me every time. Every time I step into the ring, I want to be a better version of me. So I want to be better than I was yesterday in whatever way. Just by looking at a video of me or another motivational speaker or somebody that motivates me, or look in the mirror, work on some movement, or just keep picking the brain. Just keep thinking about certain things and getting better at whatever. So now we're talking sport-wise, but also business-wise, or as an actor, whatever. Just keep doing things and keep looking at things to become better and to make the sport better. I think it's I think it's my duty to just keep showing that I'm the best, and whatever glory and whoever glory throws at me, just keep beating him. And by that, I'm making the sport bigger. And people can say it's boring, that, oh, no, of course, Rico won again. Of course he won, but it isn't that logical that I keep winning. I make it look easy, but that's a whole different way of thinking. If you like say, oh, Rico won easy. No, I didn't win easy. I make it look easy. There's two totally different things. I make it look easy because I put everything in it. Every hour, every minute, every day is in what I do every day, is training and improving myself, preparing for this fight. So it's not just, oh, I go to the gym and whatever, then I go do. No, this is my life. I dedicate my life to this. So for me, there is no other motivation of doing this. There's no motivation of, I want more money, or I want to buy this car, or I want to buy a bigger house, or whatever. I want to buy this, do these fancy things. No, I want to be the best at what I'm doing. And I think that's what makes the biggest difference.
I think the definition of art is make something look easy that is really hard to do.
Exactly.
And with all that taking place in the heavyweight division of a full contact combat sport, one thing that usually doesn't happen is a heavyweight champion that keeps winning without losing in between. Yeah. So that's something really big, and you already set the bar really high.
And it's what it's like, you know, I just said in a different interview as well, it's like, for me, how I look at it, it's, we are, in life, we're walking on a path. But that path was already there. This path was already set out for you. We're just walking on it. So whatever adversity or whatever things that happen on that path was meant to happen for you. That's how I look at it. So, and that's why I love the thing that Bruce Lee said, be like water. Because in the end, that's what it is. Now, again, in this situation, I had to be like water because I had to change. I had to change the game plan. Because Alistair is a totally different fighter than Jamal is. So first, you put me in a glass. You put the water in a glass. Then that's the shape. The shape of the water is the glass. But then, oh, the opponent changed. Okay, so we take that water and now we put it in the cup. And now it's a different form now, because now it's the cup. So that's what it is. Just be like water. Just be able to adapt to every situation and just go around it. Of course, things happen in life. Of course, things change. It all has to do with how you cope with the things that change in your life. Some people like something change. They're like totally out of balance. I just go around it and say, okay, let's go. The end destination is still the same, because I'm still going to win. I'm still going to retain the belt. I'm going to be 10th. I'm going to get my 10th defense. So that's the end, the destination. But how I'm going to get there, nobody knows. I'm going to go over. I'm going to go under. Go on the side. I don't know, but we're going to get there.
Whatever you need to do.
100%.
Well, one thing people out there need to do is tune in.
100%.
This Saturday. watch your fight. There's another...
Yeah, we got an amazing card this Saturday with great heavyweights. Yeah, my training partner, Benny Adekbouy versus Plasibat. We got McSweeney, who came back to kickboxing. We got Saki, that came back to kickboxing. We got Alim Nabiev. So we got all the kickboxing superstars out there. A stadium full of people. So tune in on the pay-per-view, people. Let's go.
Do that. Thanks for your time. King of Kickboxing.
Appreciate it, brother.
Hope to see you soon. So I'm sitting here with one of the big legends of the kickboxing sport, Gökhan Saki.
Thank you.
Thanks for taking the time. I know there's a lot to do ahead of your comeback fight. Was this all planned out, or is this like a short notice thing?
No, we was planning to fight again next year. We was talking already with Glory, but then something changed in the fight card, and they need somebody, and I was like, why not? Let's do it.
You were needed, and then you stepped up.
Exactly. I was training, not for a fight, but we always ready to fight. So when they called me, my mind is already like, I wanted to fight. I was planning for the next year, but then Mike called me and I was like, let's do it.
You have been around the block in fighting. You obviously are one of the guys who made the K1 sport popular all across the globe. You fought in the UFC. What is it that keeps you motivated to train, to fight?
Training is a part of my life. Without training, I don't feel good, you know. Even if I'm not training for a fight, I have to train every day. If it's not kickboxing, it will be weights. If it's not weights, I will do paddle tennis. So I'm doing every day something to keep my mind clean and keep the motivation there. Good energy, and if I don't train, I don't have it. And why with fighting the motivation is still there? Because I still want to have a couple fights to close my career on the right way for myself, and that's what my motivate, you know.
So is there any goal that you haven't achieved yet? Anything that you say, I want to check this off my bucket list before I finish my career?
See, I don't have to prove myself anymore. Everybody knows who I am. And I don't like to say this, you know, but we fight against the big stars, and some we win, some we lose, and I've been there and I show them, you know. And now still I have a duel, yeah. But I want to see from fight to fight what's going on with my body, and the health is also important. If everything is okay, I will continue, and I would love to fight for the title, of course.
Of course. And I think as soon as your name came back into the head, that's one thing that a lot of fans and experts talked about, that could be the perspective. But first off, you're going against a serious veteran of himself, James McSweeney.
Yeah.
How do you see the fight?
See, for every opponent is a serious opponent. You see what happened last time with the UFC. I lost my fight against somebody like everybody thought I'm gonna win the fight. And there was some trash talk before the fight. But this is how we hype the fight, you know. But if we talk about the opponents, I never underestimate, and James is also one of the opponents. He's an experienced fighter. He's not at my level in kickboxing, but everything can happen in the heavyweights. But in confidence, I feel good. So I'm sure I'm gonna win the fight if there is not something crazy going to happen. I'm ready.
Now you are in this sport for a long time, and you made a career out of being the quicker guy, the more precise guy. You had great footworks from the start, and with that you won a lot of your fights by being the smaller man, the quicker man. And with that you also have enough power to knock people out in the heavyweight division. Do you see like the game has changed a little bit? Do the heavyweights today move different?
Nah, I still have my explosivity. This is something I will always keep because the way how I train my strength training, weights training, was always heavy and explosive. And not even that heavy, but always on the right way. I never do bodybuilding in my life, you know. I always train the way how a fighter need to train. And that keep me explosive, and sometimes I'm surprised myself that I still have this. And of course, last fight was 5-6 years ago, kickboxing. I'm 5-6 years older, but I'm sure I'm still have the explosivity, and I'm gonna show them too, 100%.
Looking at it from the outside, one could say, okay, he was away from the sport for a couple of years, he fought in another sport, and is that only a downside, or is there also an upside to it? Like, did the MMA training and the experience also make you a better kickboxer?
We have both sides, you know. I was out for 5-6 years, and you can use it on a... I always train kickboxing. I continue training kickboxing. Also with the MMA, I was training stand-up a lot, you know. So, okay, I'm out for 5 years kickboxing, so the rhythm is maybe not there, but the motivation is there, and the will is there. So, this is the good way of being out for 5-6 years. I'm motivated. I miss it, you know.
Yeah, you're coming back, and you want to show, maybe want to prove to yourself that you're still in there in the game. Give me a prediction for the fight. How is it going to end? How is it going to go?
I will win the fight. How it's going to happen, we'll see. There is a big chance for a KO. We'll see.
Is there anything that you've seen in McSweeney's game that makes you be aware? Maybe some techniques, some specialties?
He only have 2 good techniques, and when I fight somebody, I always look to the best points. And I find something against that. Because if you block his best points, he's nothing anymore. You understand? People is looking to the weak side, but I'm always beginning with the strong side and finding something against that. And we find some good things against that. So I'm sure it's gonna work too.
You're trying to neutralize his strengths and not so much capitalize on his weaknesses, more take away his
strong points.
Okay.
Exactly.
I think that's a great way to approach a fight.
Yes, that's the best way.
I'm looking so much forward to seeing you fight again in kickboxing.
Thank you.
All the best for your upcoming fight.
Thank you so much.
And hope to see you soon again.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
I'm here with Jamal bin Saddik, one half of the main event from Glory Collision number 3. Actually, it wasn't planned that way. Talk us through the process.
Yes, it wasn't planned because I was supposed to fight Benjamin, and so after Alistair fell out with the injury, with a bad injury, and then Glory was thinking how will we fix this. So they were thinking about me, so they asked me if I could fight Rico, and I was also in a good training, in good preparation. So they called me, and they told us, "Will you fight Rico for the 3rd time?" So we were both not surprised, but we felt good about the idea of Glory, so we have taken the fight.
And having a late opponent switch is always a little stressy. Who do you think is more stressed by it, you or Rico?
I think him, because he have much more to lose. And we were supposed to fight back in January. And we fight already one time back in 2017. So we know each other. We know I know how he fight, he know how I fight. So it don't was that difficult to do this preparation. And I'm always thinking a fight is a fight. You don't can train yourself for 3 or 4 rounds or for 5 rounds. A fight is a fight, and it's how you fight that you win definitely fight. So it was just a moment between me and Mike Passenir to say yes for this fight.
How long did it take you?
I think no more than also, I think 1 minute, not more as a minute.
This is going to be a trilogy fight, and with the trilogy always comes the narrative, whoever wins the last fight wins the whole thing. So even though each one of you lost one fight, and this loss will be forgotten. But on the other hand, if you lose this one, then you've lost everything. Does that put any extra pressure on you?
No, because I'm not thinking about this. No, I'm a sportsmanship, and I fight every fight that Glory gives me. Only this fight is for me important because it's about the belt, and it's a dream can come true to me this Saturday, so that makes it different. But I'm not thinking about the trilogy or about the first lose or about the second lose. I'm only thinking about this Saturday to winning the belt. It's the only thing I'm thinking about.
So if this fight... Meins? Oh, Gut? Besser? Okay, sorry. So if this fight was just against Rico, not for the belt, it wouldn't be anything special for you, Seth?
Well, it will be special because it's the 3rd time. But not that special because the belt makes everything.
So the belt is the big goal, and yes. Who's gonna have the belt after the fight?
Shame on you, you ask this question.
Well, I'm just opening up something
Shame
for
on
you.
You ask this question. No, I work very hard for this. So I hope the winner this Saturday.
You know, we are living in the days and ages of headlines. I'm just trying to get a good headline out of you. That's why I'm asking questions like that. But since we already agreed that you think that you're going to win this fight, how are you going to win it?
Well, I think most of the people knows when I enter the ring, I search for the knockout, and this time will be nothing different. It will be I go into the ring and search for this knockout again.
You mentioned your fight from 2017. It's 4 years, a little bit more right now. A lot of things happened since then, not only COVID, but also with you guys inside the ring, outside the ring. What has changed?
Between us? Or?
Overall, with you as a fighter, maybe as a person, between you guys?
I can only talk about myself because I had very, very, very difficult months behind me, and I'm very happy that I can come through these situations that I have passed. So,
what made it so difficult?
The first one is the injury that I made back in January, that I need to cancel the fight. It was a big disappointment for me. After that, I made the injury, I made the operation again. So it was really difficult to come back from it. And look, the day I am here today, I can fight this Saturday for the world title fight. I'm very happy that I stand here today as a happy person and as a person who can make this Saturday his dream come true.
I feel you. Is there anything style-wise that you changed since 2017?
No, I changed my team. I trained before with Hemmer's in Breda for 10 years. I had a very good years there in Breda, but I had the feeling that I have learned everything that I had to learn, and it was for me time to make a step forward for myself, to gain more energy to go again for it. So I've talked with Mike, he thought the same, and we started the process, we started everything. We are now working for 7 weeks together, and he learned from me much things, back to basic things, and that's what I need. And people will see this Saturday that I'm a different fighter than before.
So 7 weeks, since you've been with a new coach, with a new team. What do you do different in training?
Well, I think when I say to people I train every day, but I train 4 times a day. 4 times, every time an hour. And that day in, day out. From Monday to Sunday. I only rest Saturday. We had so much trainings, I learned so much things. And I think the people will be surprised when they see me this Saturday fight.
Okay, so did you also train that often back in Breda?
No, not that much. I was only training 1 time a day there. And with Mike it was different. With Mike it's really 4 times a day.
Well, he brings a lot of experience to
Yes.
the game. And also, did you spend a lot of time making a game plan for Rico?
The game plan is up to him. And, but we talked much about several things, because he's also been there with other fighters fighting for the heavyweight world title. So he have that experience. He know how these fights can go. So we have also talked much about these situations.
What do you think is his biggest weaknesses when he's fighting you?
Well, I think he can't handle pressure. He can't handle pressure. And, but no, again, a fight is a fight and it can go different ways. And I am confident about my own fighting style. And I'm confident that I also are going to win this Saturday and give the audience a good night.
How?
It's a big knockout.
Anything like in the perfect world, any specific technique that you would choose?
No. When it's with the right hand, it's with the right hand. I also, maybe you have seen that I can knock people out with my left hand, because I fight my last fight in January 2018 with 1 hand, with only my left hand, and I also knocked people down with this hand. So we will see.
Okay, and after that, so you're gonna be the champion. What
Yes.
else? What comes after that?
Let we first fight the fight, and when this moment is there, then it's really my dream can come true this Saturday, and I will enjoy this moment first inside the ring. After that, I don't think after that.
Do you feel like this is gonna change your life, having the gold around your waist, or
No.
will it be the same? Just you have one more belt in your
It will be the same.
living room.
It will be the same. It's only my dream can come true, and that's the biggest difference that will be. But everything will remain the same. I keep on training, keep on improving, keep on being a good example for the people around me, for the people outside of me, for the world, and that's the biggest thing. There is.
So the belt, is it gonna go home with you or to Mike?
This time with me. Maybe next time with Mike.
There you go. The first one is for you.
First time is for me.
Okay. Anything that you haven't been asked throughout the whole media day that you probably want to talk about?
Well, I don't know. There is any question that I want to talk about. The media ask me several questions, and I'm here for weeks now. And last week was also full of questions. So I don't know. Maybe when you have some question, you can tell me everything what you want. Also private things. When you want to ask something, tell me, no problem. We can talk about.
Okay. So I heard that you had a rough upbringing. I think from the outside you can say it like that. You started fighting early, but you also had some experience fighting in the streets. You've been shot at in the streets. How much does that maybe help you today?
Nothing. That are kind of things that happens in the streets, and I don't want to be compared with that again, because that's not me as a sportsmanship, and these are mistakes that you made when you are young, and it has nothing to do with sportsmanship and to be an example for the people.
This seems to be something really important for you, being a good example.
That's the most important thing, to be a good example for the people.
So if you win on next Saturday?
Next Saturday.
Yeah.
Next Saturday we'll be sleeping home this Saturday.
Yeah.
23rd of October.
If you win, then you also have the championship mentality. Looking forward to you guys fighting. I just got the information that our time is
But we need
up.
to stop.
Thanks for taking the time. Yeah.
Thank you. Maybe next time.
Just don't forget us when you're champion.
No. I will think about you. Thank
Thanks,
you.
man.
Thank you.